Oh my God. The hills have eyes.
Hey y'all,
What's up, y'all?
I'm Elise,
I'm Will.
and this is
Team
Team Tatum.
Tatum. So as you can see, we are not by ourselves this time. We are joined by good friends Melvin and Kaya. Joining us on this particular 1001 Movies You Must Watch Before You Die 2020 edition for another horror entry in an October horror movie marathon, whatever you want to call it. Today we are reviewing 1977's The Hills Have Eyes, directed by none other than the OG Wes Craven.
R.I.P. Wes Craven.
What she said. So the synopsis is a family is basically going to California from, it doesn't say, but they're going on the back roads to California and their car breaks down in a place where you never want your car to break down, which is in the middle of nowhere. And if anyone's ever driven to California, there's a long stretch of highway that is just nothing out there, and it's just desert. And they usually say you ain't got no gas for the next 200 miles. Like, if you getting gas, get gas now. But yeah, and some stuff starts happening, and they gotta deal with that. So we're gonna start with our good friend Kaya, who I know has some stuff to say about this movie. Tidbit: she is not a fan of horror movies. Melvin is.
Now she's scared of them.
Yeah. She finds them laughable, no matter what's going on.
Very scary.
So, Kaya, what were your thoughts on the movie?
So, initially, I was like, why is the movie named The Hills Have Eyes? And then, once we started watching it, I was like, okay, it's a little country. It looked like a little hillbilly-ish. And then, I don't know, as the movie went on, it was just hysterical. It was funny. I mean, even though, it was a little gory, it was funny. I saw it as more of a comedy as opposed to a horror flick.
So a lot of movies in the 70s, like a lot of horror movies in the 70s are pretty much unintended comedies.
Yeah.
Like, they don't get serious until like mid 80s or so. Then it's just like, oh snap, they're not playing around. This is real life.
It was hilarious, y'all.
Am I allowed to talk about how I feel about the ending?
Not yet.
I'm not gonna go there yet. But like how I feel overall was hilarious. It was funny. It was my first time ever watching it, and I guess I can try to watch more horror movies.
Yes, this is all of our first time watching it. The original. So us three have seen the remake that
Never
came out
seen
in
that
06. But yeah, Kaya had never seen any of it, and we haven't seen the OG. Melvin, what you got?
So for me, like you said, most movies in the 70s, horror movies, they comedies. It started off with potential to be real good, but then, like you said, like it's slowly, like some of these scenes, I'm like, come on, man, like you could tell, well, not necessarily well, I guess there is some comedy, but I wouldn't call it a comedic movie. Like, there were still some aspects. You got to think, 77.
It was unintentional.
Yeah.
It was unintentional. They wasn't making it out to be funny. It's just now looking back on it, it's like, it's hilarious.
You got to think, 77 and it's 2024. Like, that's over almost 50 years ago. Okay. Like, the technology that we have now versus that was good for the time.
And the ratings and the like what they are allowed to do. So technically this movie was rated X. But before it came out, the producers was like, yo, because if it's rated X, now we can get away with it. It's just, it hurts ticket sales because, most kids can't go see it. But back in the day when stuff was rated X, it could only be circulated in the porn industry. So unless it was a porn theater, they, like a regular theater, wouldn't show it at all. So they really lost out on money.
Mm-hmm.
An adult theater, sorry. And so
Corn.
they so they edited Wes Craven edited down, and it got its R rating. But yeah, originally the original cut, it was technically X rated for the time.
Well, you probably still wouldn't have been afraid, but you might have thought more of it as a horror if you saw the original cut versus this.
Like the remake, I feel like had some of the scenes that got cut out of the original in it, because it's a little more gritty than the original one is. So yeah, I was about to say
But,
watch the remake.
I was rocking with it, man. For me, I know you, but
I mean, I sat through the whole thing. Typically, I just get up and walk away. So I think I did pretty good. I watched the whole thing. I don't ever finish because I just can't take it. But
I applaud you for finishing.
So when Kyrie was saying she didn't know why it's called The Hills Have Eyes, we watching it, and it starts off with this old man, living out here, gas station attendant, and this wild woman, like she looked like, she primal. She comes up on him, and he's like, "No, don't. I ain't got time for you today. I'm leaving.
Get out of here
or whatever. Don't bother me." And she's like, "Yo, I need to trade with you some stuff." He's like, "I ain't got nothing to trade no more. I'm about to get out of town." And she's like, "Take me with you." And you don't know what's going on, but whoever she with, she trying to get away from, and he trying to get away from the same. Oh, did you just have a revelation?
I had an epiphany or a revelation. So the man that owned the gas station, the reason they didn't kill him was because he was attracting the strays because he sold gas and he, checked oil and water and all that stuff in the cars. That's why he never got eaten or whatever.
Correct.
Girl. I just picked up on that because I'm like, why is she so comfortable with him? Because he's not one of them. And he's like the only one that's out there. There's no other civilization outside of those things. And that's why they never kill him.
Yeah.
But then he tried to leave and they was like, "Oh, okay. We got you."
Right. Yes.
Wow.
So
2 points.
2 points for Kyle. So the family gets the family ain't showed up yet. So he's arguing with it. He's just like, "Yo, y'all done gone too far. Like I've been helping y'all out, just basically like you said, to save my own life. I've been doing what I needed to do to stay alive, but now I can't rock with y'all no more. I'm about to dip." And they hear somebody come up and somebody getting gas. So he ain't got that much gas. So he tries to, persuade them to go on somewhere, but they like, "Nah, we need gas." So they pull up in a little station wagon and a camper, and like 9 people get out that joint. So it's the dad, the mom, their 2 daughters and son, and one of their daughters' husband, and their newborn baby, and then 2 dogs, and a bird. 2 German shepherds and a little parakeet. So they get out the car while he pumping the gas, and of course they doing what people do in horror movies. They being nosy, right? Looking around, listening to stuff they shouldn't be listening to, and it's the woman all in his business. The primal woman, we don't know her name yet, but she's having a conversation with somebody in the back. We can't see him, but we can hear him. Mm-hmm. And one of the sons is listening to a conversation or whatever, right? And so the people on their way to California, they tell them because he's like, "What are you doing out here? Like, there's nothing out here. So why are you out here?" And they're like, "We're on our way to California." He's like, "Man."
Well, they said they were going through there on purpose because they wanted to go to the silver mines because it's their silver anniversary.
Yeah, and he was like, "Ain't nothing been in them hills in 30 years. So just going to California and, going about your business." They were like, "No, it's our silver anniversary." And he's like, "I live here. I'm telling you, ain't nothing out there."
They're really trying to help get on from here now.
Yeah, he was trying to help.
Yeah, he was trying to tell them without telling them, like, don't go that way. So as a viewer, you're like, "Oh, okay, her people is out that way, right?" So they wound up leaving anyway, and he's like, "Man, that old coot probably just didn't want us to get his silver. Like, we going anyway, right? Because people hard headed." And on the way to where they going, what happens, Kai?
Of course, they broke down.
How'd they get to the breakdown?
So the man was telling them about how they literally only use that for the planes, military style planes.
There's an Air Force bases out
So they driving, and they first of all they're looking at this map. They don't know where they're going because they got off the main road, and they're looking at a blue line, no river in sight. By the way, it is just dry. Exactly.
Well, she thought the blue line
was the
She
road.
thought the blue line was the road.
Obviously, she ain't never read no map before.
Never. So then the husband, he started freaking out. Mind you, he's a detective, and detectives think they know everything. No offense, if you're a detective and you're watching this, think they know everything. You can't tell them nothing. So he takes matters into his own hands, and he's like, I'm gonna go do this because I know what I'm doing, and I have survival instinct. So they drive in, the planes start flying overhead. He freaking out.
No
the
reason.
wife, no reason. Like you flipping out. You basically forgot that the old man told you that the planes were going to be coming. Like that's what they do all day. So they go through all of that. The wife, she started freaking out. She throw the map right in his face, blocked him. They like fighting, literally blinding him while he's driving, trying to calm him down. I guess whatever. So now you start speeding up. Why are you flying?
You can't.
Where you going? There's nothing in front of you, nothing behind you. He starts speeding up, and then she telling him like, "Slow down, we're gonna lose the camper." Here's the detective. I know what I'm doing. Speed up some more. Now you broke down, and then here we are.
So yeah, when they on like this is happening, we get a view from some binoculars, right? And Kaya was like, "What is that? What's happening? Who's watching them?"
I'm like, what is this?
And I said, "The hills," and she was like, "Oh my god, the hills have eyes."
And I saw like this thing because the hands they look like some digits was missing, and I was like, what is that? Like, is it a monster? Is it an animal? Like, what is it? But then I don't remember what scene I saw, and I was like, what if they're cannibals? But I mean, they was eating anything. They would eat an animal. I don't know if they was eating people. I didn't really see them eat a person.
Yeah.
I was about to say something, but we ain't to that.
We ain't to that part. Let me stop jumping the gun. But yeah, like when I saw that, I'm like, oh my god, the hills have eyes. That was a great title, by the way.
So Wes Craven didn't actually pick that title, The Hills Have Eyes. The original title was Blood Relations.
Oh no, that wouldn't have worked.
And then a producer came up with the title Hills Have Eyes. He hated it, but then once it blew up, he was like, "Oh, okay,
Good idea.
okay."
That's a great idea.
So from here out, the car done broke down, and they as they do in horror movies, let's split up. So the daddy gonna walk back towards the gas station. He send his son-in-law in another direction, and then he leave his son with the women or whatever, right? So they go in two different directions, and they talking about like, oh, we'll be back before dark. It's only like 15 miles
One way.
back, right? And it was like, sir, do you know how long it's gonna take you to walk 15 miles? Well, whatever.
He got a heart condition.
Yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
god. Wait till we get to that.
That's why he's no longer a detective. He's retired, and it's because he has a heart condition.
Yeah.
Also, he's should have retired anyway because he like 70.
Yeah.
So he go back to the gas station. He'll eventually get there, right? And he just walk up in there. He don't ask for nobody. He not like, hello, mister, you around? Nothing. He just rifling through the man's stuff. Next thing you know, pow, somebody shoot at him.
Yep.
And it's the old man, because the old man thought the people was coming for him.
And he couldn't go anywhere because they blew his truck up. They
Yeah,
set his
we
truck on
forgot.
fire.
So
he was stranded.
Yeah.
After the family left, he was like, all right, I'm gonna bounce. But then he went to get ready to leave, and his truck blew up. So he was like, dang, they ain't gonna let me out.
I wanted to say during the movie, I was like, the family didn't see that truck blow up in the background or hear it while they were driving because they weren't that far away.
That's another
Right down the road.
They was right down the road.
No, they was like, that's none of my business. So He shooted the man, the detective, the dad, Big Bob. That's Big Bob. Big Bob go duck, get ready to take cover. The old man take off. I'm thinking the old man is getting a better vantage point
or trying to leave
or something. Big Bob get tired of waiting for him. Big Bob was like, I'm Big Bob. I'm about to go look for you. He go and open the first door he get to. The old man is like, I'm gonna take myself out before you get to me. So he done hung himself. He's still kicking. Big Bob was like, he literally is like, if you don't get your dumb self down,
get your dumb neck.
And so he was like, oh snap, I thought you were them folks coming to get me. He was like, what folks coming to get you? He was like, look, man, I tried to tell you don't go up in them hills. And he's like, man, you just tried to shoot at me. I don't believe a word you say.
Tell you.
While he arguing with this man that he lying to him, Big Bertha come through this glass window and yank this old man up out of here. Meanwhile, Big Bob started immediately sweating.
Yep.
My man's face was soaked. Leaking.
That boy was moist.
Leaking. So, unlike me, he didn't run off when this happened because I'm out. Like, if somebody get yanked through a window like it's paper,
I'm gone.
that's all I need to know. I'm gone. Now, he got a gun. I don't got time for that. Nah, let's just go. Obviously, that's between them two.
Trying to beat.
Yep.
But he go looking for the culprit, and yeah, I'm retired. I'm not looking for nobody no more.
Detective stuff got him in trouble.
But the old man was explaining to him there was this bad little boy who burned down his house some years ago, burned down his house, and his daughter was inside, and he wound up killing his daughter. And he, knew the boy did it, found him, and like beat him with a crowbar. And he said he slashed his face open.
He said he cut it, busted
open in half. And the boy ran off into the desert. And he was like, I ain't gonna chase after you. It's hot and it's the desert. You ain't gonna last more than 2 hours, especially with that open wound on your face. So he was like, I let him be. But turns out he ain't dead. He never died. And he been messing with me ever since.
Found a prostitute out in the desert. Birthed some babies. Never died.
So he got a whole squad out there.
Gang.
And he was like, that's who he was afraid of. And that is indeed who came and ended him.
Yep.
He impaled this man with the crowbar to the outhouse door. You know how strong you gotta be to impale somebody through a door?
Like you went through his body.
And
into the door.
Through the door and pinned him up like he just hanging there.
Desert strength.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Big Bob is like, yeah, I'm out at this point. So he starts running. Now again, Big Bob got a heart problem. So after about 15 seconds, he started wheezing.
Just good for nothing.
And then he fall out because his heart can't take it. And and the whole time somebody whispering like in the desert, like, hey fat boy, blah, blah, blah. Like, you gonna fall out, like, where you running to? You ain't running too fast.
Literally antagonizing this man. Right.
Just antagonize him.
Yeah.
Right. And
it's
and at this point it's dark, so he can't see nothing. And he fall down, and instead of waiting till he see somebody, he just starts shooting blindly in the dark. And then the shock from the jolt, the recoil from the gun is too much for him. His heart give out. He pass out.
He got 2 shots off. He was done.
I'm gonna join you in this.
The dude who yanked the guy the old man through the window, he roll up on him, step on his hand, kick the gun away, and we move on to the family. So the family out there. No, it's not dark yet.
Oh no, we gotta tell them about beauty.
It was dark then, but So what I just described happened during night.
Later in the evening, like
during the day.
The sun had went down.
Yeah, we was dealing with the family. So Mel, you want to talk about what happened with the family?
Oh boy, this is when it takes a turn. Okay, so they out there at the RV. They just everybody chilling. They trying to cook. saying, oh, if they don't come back by this time, we're gonna try to figure something out. So Beauty, the two dogs, one named Beauty, one named Beast. You get it, Beauty and the Beast. Okay, Beauty. Now, what I don't get is people don't ever pay attention to the pets in movies.
Never.
Like your dog start looking up or start barking or start acting crazy angrily. Like it's either something there or someone. So Beauty decides, hey, I'm looking up at the hills. I see something. What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna run off.
Mind you, but when they first got there, the dogs was freaking out.
Yeah, that's already going crazy.
The dogs was already going in.
But they had Beast locked up. Mm-hmm. I saved that, but yeah, they had the wrong dog locked up, in my opinion. Beauty, you run off into the hills. Little Bobby, he run off right behind him. Beauty. Beauty run up in the hills.
Beauty.
Bobby trying to exactly. Our dog run up there in the hills. Okay, hey, it was a good run. Right. It was a good run.
But I need another one.
Beauty go up in the hills. He get up there. Beauty, he calling her. Next thing you know,
Right.
we believe. Hey, we believe Beauty is gone, but we don't know. We don't see her. So then they cut back to the mama and the sister. And she yelling out for Bobby to come back. He hear him, but I gotta go find my dog.
I don't know why he couldn't just answer.
Yeah, he literally was in the earshot. Mom, I'm looking for Beauty.
Right, that's all you had to say.
Yes.
Then with all that yelling was killing me.
I'm like this whole thing. It seemed like it took place in like a 5-mile radius.
Right.
Like the gas station probably was right there. He said 15 miles. I'm like, you must have walked around the long way or something, because y'all weren't that far when the truck blew up and then the car crashed.
Yeah, it was right there.
So they call, he don't answer. He keep going up. He running to Beauty. Beauty done got gutted by one of the hill people.
Gutted.
Good. We like Beauty now. Yeah.
We love you, Beauty. So
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Beauty nothing. She ran up in the hills.
She did it on her own. That was self-sabotage.
Oh my god.
Self-sabotage.
She was trying to fight for her people.
Fight for your people at the campsite.
When they get close.
Don't run towards the danger.
She went to their house.
Away from
the trouble.
You never go fight a man in his house.
Yeah.
He knows the whole way. You don't.
Okay. No R.I.P.
So that happens, and then I don't want to get it mixed up, but I think they cut from that. They went back to the campsite, and Bobby had been gone like a couple hours or something.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Because he did he fall?
Oh yeah.
And then he was just like up there.
But they never showed what happened.
Or what.
Yeah, when he saw Beauty gutted, one of the hills have eyes people. They're called mutants.
Yeah.
In the script.
Okay.
People.
Yeah, one of the hill people runs up on him, and Bobby Jr. take off.
Mm-hmm.
And Bobby Jr. was getting it in that mountain. So it's like the most treacherous, rocky hill mountain ever.
And he got tennis shoes on.
I just knew he was gonna break his ankle.
Right. We was waiting on it.
He was straight.
Bobby was getting it
from rock to rock. Speaking of him jumping, flashback. So he had some blood on his hand. And
like cheerleader shorts.
Yeah, cheerleader shorts, something. And then he rubbed it on his sister's face, and she's like, "Bobby, come here!" So she chased him. He like, he run off. He do what they call it?
A cartwheel.
A cartwheel, a round off, backflip. So it's like, not only can you not catch me, I'm about to do a backflip on you.
Stunning on it.
I was like, this.
It was clean too.
It was
clean. Bobby had to be a cheerleader.
Right.
I'm convinced.
At least in gymnastics.
So they back there at the RV worried about Bobby because he been gone like super long.
All day.
They weren't that worried though.
Yeah, they really weren't. They were just chilling.
They were worried about being cold.
Right. Bobby come back around. He not talking. Bobby, where were you? What happened?
All scraped up.
I won't talk about it. He going there like, okay, this is getting weird because now you done been gone. Like, I just think about it. If my brother been gone 5 hours and he just popped back up, where have you been, sir?
Right.
We gonna talk about this.
Scratched up to high noon.
Where's the dog?
And you ain't got a dog with you.
He just said she ran off and asked, "Where's Beauty?"
She ran off.
Something else happened. Clearly.
I told you I want to talk about it. What?
So now we go to, to what I described earlier with Big Bob. The brother-in-law come back. He's like, man, look at all this stuff. I found this great stuff.
Yeah.
He done found random spools of wire and a walkie-talkie.
A surplus store.
Yeah.
Right.
Just random.
So I was like, boy, let's go sit down somewhere.
You've been gone all day, and this
is what you brought back. You didn't bring back no food or nothing. So yeah, it's super dark now. They get the fire going. Well, they've been at the fire going, but they're keeping it going. I'm guessing so Big Bob can see the light from the campfire.
Plus, it was cool.
And
I don't
it was
know why
cool.
they couldn't just go in the camper because it was cold.
Right,
but
like go in the camper.
They had a pretty nice camper.
yeah.
Pretty spacious.
It was decent.
So
70s.
during filming, they were actually out in the desert. They were 30 miles away from civilization. So whenever they went out to film for the day, they used to all cram into like a couple of Winnebagos and drive out there for 30 miles to film. It was 120 degrees during the day,
Wow.
and it got below 30 at night.
Wow.
Below 30?
Below 30 at night.
It had to be some sick people on set.
That's 120 in the day?
120.
That's a
during
150
the
degree
day.
difference.
Boy, no way, boy.
120 during the day. So now the mutants, the hill people, now they just having a field day with these people. They siphon their gas. Not that it would have mattered because the axle was snapped when they had the wreck when they ran off the road.
Let me say something.
Go ahead.
In the midst of all this going on, Daddy still ain't back yet.
Mm-hmm.
The married couple were like, "We'll see y'all later." It was like,
Yeah.
"Where y'all going?" They were like, "We going to bed." No, he said to the sack, and he was like, "No, don't sleep out there, Bobby, little Bobby." He was like, "Don't sleep out there. Let's all just sleep in the camper tonight," because they still don't know what he knows.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, "Let's just all sleep in the camper." He was like, "What? I'm about to go with my lady.
Mm-hmm.
I will see you later." They got a baby, mind you. They ain't cared about this baby for real the whole movie.
Left that
Every
baby.
chance they get, they pass that baby off.
Yes.
So
Baby
they were
was
like,
self-sufficient.
"We'll see y'all tomorrow." They left out trying to get busy at a time like this.
The bound chicka wow wow
At
time.
least know where your daddy is first.
Yeah, nah.
He still had, and didn't even say like, "Oh, where's that?"
Nothing.
Didn't even care.
I ain't care about that.
You were like, "Oh,
man.
he
No.
ain't here yet?"
That's crazy.
Yep.
So they getting busy in the back of the station wagon.
Yeah.
And Bobby's like, "Hey yo, I can't deal with this." Hey, he go knock on the door and he's like, "I need the keys." Now what he needed the keys for? Oh, for the camper. He's like, "I locked myself out." I was like, "There's people in
Like,
there.
what?
Your mama's in there
He
and your
was trying
sister's.
to get them to come back.
Mm-hmm.
How's giving me the keys gonna get okay, all right." So so then I think the first hill person to come up is the bald-headed dude.
Mhm.
His name is Pluto. So they were all named after different planets. So the leader was called Jupiter. There was Mars, the one with the wig that you was laughing at. Pluto and
Mercury.
And Mercury. And then the girl's name was Ruby. The girl's name was Ruby, which has nothing to do with.
She didn't deserve a planet name. They didn't like her.
They didn't like her.
They didn't
kept
even let her
locked up.
stay in the cave. She was locked up outside.
Outside.
The cave
Yeah.
with its chain just short enough that she couldn't go inside.
Mhm.
Outside child.
And
Yeah.
she was eating the remains of Beauty, by the way.
Eating the cats or eating the dogs.
Oh my god.
Literally.
So that's one of the things that she would trade for was any type of food that the old man could give her, because they out in the middle of nowhere. So she was like, whatever you can give. So she would trade them stuff from the people that they would kill, like watches and jewelry, their wallets, whatever. Wedding rings, that kind of thing. But she out there, eating a dog, all sad, because she don't want to eat a dog, but she like, I'm hungry, right?
She didn't want it. She scared of that.
So then the mutants finally, the hill people finally come to the campsite for real, and break in, and the mom and the youngest sister are asleep. They knocked out. Here come
They end up dead.
dead sleep. Here come Mars and Pluto. They rummaging through stuff, stealing or whatever, And then I don't remember what woke the mom up, but the mom woke up and Mercury had taken the gun from Big Bob. Well, Jupiter gave him the gun from Big Bob. Immediately shoots Mama in the stomach. Like, plays no game. As soon as she tries to attack him, pow.
Yeah.
Take Mama out. No sympathy for Mom. So when she reeled back in pain, she wasn't acting. The blood squib under her robe malfunctioned and it like popped against her. And so it really hurt.
So that was real pain.
Wow.
So she was literally like, my stomach.
That is good to know.
That was a genuine reaction from her. It wasn't supposed to happen like that.
I'm stitches.
So then, here come the daughter, like, what's going on in here? And she see they in there with her baby, so she freak out, and we think she about to get her mom's strength on, because her baby in danger.
She for a split second, she had a little fight in her.
The younger sister was about to get assaulted.
Yeah.
She was about to get assaulted by Mars.
Oh,
and and she trying to scream. She's screaming bloody murder or whatever. The sister trying to help her. The sister getting manhandled, and he shoot the sister. Pow! Shoot her.
Yeah, because she got the knife. The little sister slid the knife to the big sister, and she stabbed him one time
in the leg.
He was like,
yeah.
He shot her.
But she didn't go down. She kept fighting, and so he shot her again. That time took out.
Just a wide open pal.
Meanwhile, cut to the baby. The baby go.
Oh my god! The baby's face was
busted out laughing.
Oh my god!
The baby knew the whole movie.
The
like,
baby knew.
Why did y'all keep me with these people?
Yeah.
They have
baby
not
knew.
protected me not one time this whole movie.
The whole movie.
That baby was bewildered.
Oh my god, she was.
She was like, "Oh my god,
She
what
was
am I
over
looking
him.
at?"
She was over it.
Yeah.
Oh, the baby was hilarious.
And they kept the camera on her for a while.
So long.
We're like, we get it. Stop making us laugh.
Right.
Trying to be serious right now.
So they take the baby, and they're gonna take the hill people gonna take the baby, and they was gonna take the younger sister because they were like, both of y'all look juicy and fat. We all gonna be a good meal kind of deal. Oh, another tidbit. So the girl who played the young sister, the blonde. Now y'all might be too young for this, but she was originally supposed to be Chrissy Snow on
she looked like she should have been
on Three's Company.
Oh.
She was supposed to be the blonde that Suzanne Summers played, but something happened and she got fired like a week into production.
Probably came in there with all that Hollywood
And
screaming
Suzanne
like
Summers replaced her, but she was originally supposed to be the original roommate.
Little known facts.
She does.
But yeah, she was getting on our nerves,
Right.
screaming
The whole movie.
I know you
to death.
now,
Shut up.
Just be quiet. I was literally yelling at the TV. Please shut up.
Right. Like somebody knock her out or something. God.
No, for real. She should have got hit in the head a couple times.
You know, brother,
Because-
like, would you quiet down?
Right.
Yeah,
Giving our
like, she
location
just,
away.
you
first
can't
of all.
think with her. Like,
I mean, screaming.
she was way too dramatic. I'm shocked she didn't die, and the sister did.
Right.
The sister had more thug in her.
Gumption.
Yeah, like, she
They ain't had no
was
problem
horrible.
because she was tainted already.
Yeah,
She was like, we need this young fresh meat.
Like, you have a
and they had already been scoping her out too when we saw
Yeah.
her.
Oh, yeah, he was
Early in
looking
And
at
like,
Really?
that was Mercury.
Was it Mercury? Oh
I'm
yeah,
pretty
the
sure.
bald one.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Pretty girl.
No, it's Pluto.
Yeah.
Pluto, the bald one.
Pluto.
Mercury is the one that had the headpiece on or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But they had already scoped her out, and they was like, "Oh, she pretty. We gonna bring her back." So that's why she didn't die.
Oh, that guy? So you were questioning how he looks, like is that makeup? And we were telling you like, nah, that's how that dude look. Super. I don't know his name. Like we don't know his name, but we know we've seen him in multiple horror movies over the years. Yeah, you've seen him before. But learn this about him. His medical condition. He's got multiple medical conditions, but a part of it is he has no sweat glands. So he was out in this 120-degree
He was
heat.
chilling.
Nah, I mean he was suffering. He just couldn't sweat.
Oh,
That's
that's not
sounds
good.
like it's bad that
Yeah, so
Yeah,
that has
that's not
to.
good.
your body can't
But
regulate your heat
they
and
said he was
stuff.
out there doing his scenes like a G.
I was
Dang.
like, hey, is that makeup? They're like, nah, that's just
Nope,
his face.
that's
I'm
him.
like, oh, wow.
I would think he would pass out if he
can't-
like
I
that.
guess they had some type of regimen to keep him as cool as possible.
Wow.
But yeah, he can't. He literally can't sweat.
That's
I wish I
interesting.
had
Probably
that
had to go in the-
sometimes.
Sometimes.
I be sweat too.
You be like Big Rob. You be moist. A Big Bobby, whatever his
Yeah,
name
Big Bob.
Big Bob.
So cut back to Big Bob. Big Bob ain't dead. He was just, his heart done gave out, but he's still alive. So Jupiter, the ringleader, and his makeup was done really well because it looked like he got his whole face split open,
Yeah, like a real cut.
like down the nose in like two pieces and like part of his cheek. Like it was bad. That was some great makeup. But he takes Big Bob and basically crucifies him to this lone tree out here. And then while the other hill people are terrorizing them, they give the signal. They blow Big Bob up.
I'm talking about pow.
Pyrotechnics. Blow this dude up. He burning alive. They go run to his. They see the explosion, and they come running.
They could hear him screaming.
They could hear him
That's why they
screaming,
ran over there.
and they ran. They were fast enough on their feet to think about bringing a fire extinguisher. They put him out, but it's too late. He burning.
He looked like
burning.
Chucky in that one scene.
Oh yeah.
And he had the smoke coming out of his mouth.
Yeah, he had the smoke coming out of him. Now he was laid on the ground. And it was,
Yeah.
but yeah,
That was
so
pretty bad.
they was all tore up about that. Now the mom's still alive at this point,
Yeah.
even though she got shot in the stomach. But she distraught over her husband, and I think the crying over her husband took her on out. Though she was moving around too much, lost too much blood, and finally gave up the ghost. But yeah, so Lil Bobby finally told them what's going on.
I was like, it's too late.
It's too late now, Bobby.
Ah, dang it, Bobby.
Oh my gosh.
Could've been trying
Bobby
to
made
get
me so
prepared or
mad.
something.
Like you had the opportunity to find out early what y'all was dealing with. He said nothing.
No,
He made me mad. He made me so mad. And then he was out there trying to be hard. I'm like, no, you don't get to play hero now. No, you had the opportunity and you didn't take it.
right.
No.
He kept that gun after that.
Yeah.
He was like,
Give me the
Get a
gun.
little pew pew.
Shoot nothing.
They shooting
He shot
nothing.
at stuff.
Shooting air.
Oh, so yeah, he has a gun because Big Bob had two guns. He kept the revolver and he gave the 9mm to his son.
Mhm.
So now they know what's going on. They hold up in the RV. They wait until the daytime, and they make this plan to go get the baby back or whatever, right? So Jupiter all mad because some of his people got hurt. His son got stabbed in the leg and all of that. So he's like, they gonna pay, and so. Cut to the next day, and the son-in-law got Beast, and turns out Beast is that guy.
Beast was that dude.
Was a beast.
he had the right name.
Beast
Right.
was that dude.
So he done going out with Beast. Beast, the most well-trained dog
They came up with
ever.
a game plan together.
Like he followed all the instructions. They setting traps. He wound up taking out Pluto, the bald-headed guy. He tore his Achilles tendon to
And
shreds.
he took out because remember Beast took off like
Oh.
his chain, like he had
Yeah.
broke off
Yeah.
his chain.
Mhm.
He was gone. Beast wasn't there when none of this
Yeah.
was going on. Like when the mutants
Mhm.
when they came to the camper and they started rummaging through stuff. Beast was gone.
Yeah.
I
He
forgot
had
about that.
broke
Yeah.
his chain.
Like, I'm out of here.
Yeah, and so we were like, wait, we still ain't seen Beast. We waiting. 'Cause we like, oh, wait, he may be dead. But we like, wait, we didn't see him die. So Beast, the next morning, we see him. He out there like a spy.
Yeah.
Like the detective trained him well.
Sitting back in the cut.
He was like sitting back. So Beast takes he takes out, I can't remember
Mercury.
which one.
Mercury.
He takes out
Mercury.
Mercury.
He took him out, pushed him off the cliff.
Yeah, he
Just
was like,
goodbye.
It was cool when he did it though. Like he
Yeah.
sat there and he was like, okay, he at the age.
Didn't growl, didn't bark, nothing. Just
And he
snuck
came
on
up stealthy.
Splinter Cell, that dude.
Then he steals the walkie-talkie and took it back to his people. Come on, Beast.
Smart dog.
So
Yeah.
now they ain't on the conversation.
Yeah, because the hill people have walkie-talkies, and so now the family is able to listen in on some of the conversations. But yeah,
son-in-law.
yeah,
Yeah.
What was his name?
I don't remember what that full
I'm
name
just
was.
blanking on his name right
I
now.
can't remember.
I want to say Jack, but that could be totally wrong. He looked like a Jack.
He looked like a jack. So yeah, him and Beast go out there. They hunt down some of the hill people. They, like I said, they get Pluto, tear up his ankle. He with Jupiter. Jupiter had kept walking, like they were walking together, and then Pluto, I guess, sensed that something was off. And like I said, our boy Beast is about that life, so he duck off in the bushes. And you know, Pluto looking around, he don't see nothing, so he go back to walking. But you know, Jupiter has walked off farther away from him. And then once Pluto start back walking, Beast is like, "Let's go, time!" and run up on that dude, attack him, take out his ankle. Jupiter hears the commotion. He comes back. He shoots at Beast. Beast runs off, and you know, Pluto hobbling along or whatever. And once again, he gets left alone somehow by Jupiter, and he think he hear Beast, and he's like, "Let me, give me the blicky."
Yeah.
He got the gun, and he going to look for Beast, and where he look at, it winds up being a rabbit.
Yeah.
So he started laughing like, "Ah ha ha! I was scared of a little rabbit." Before he get that sentence out, Beast come out of nowhere, all neck, take him out. Pluto done.
It was meant
Ate
for
him
Beast to
good.
live. Beast got shot at the whole movie.
Right.
Beast got shot at. Robbie, Bobby was in the trailer and he heard a noise and he started shooting through the door. And we thought that he had shot Beast.
I was gonna say I thought
Oh,
Beast
yeah,
was
yeah,
dead.
Yeah,
That would have been messed up.
Got
Dang, you
shot,
done killed
but
the
he
dog.
didn't. Beast was like, "Let me drop this off at the door and curve." He went around to the
Right.
back of the camera.
Then he jumped on the brother-in-law. He's like,
Yeah, like, "I'm back."
like, Beast, get off me.
Yeah.
Beast was not playing out here.
Mm-mm.
He's like, "Y'all may die in this
I ain't
desert.
dying.
I ain't dying."
I'm a savage.
He said, "I'll be back."
Really, the brother chain? All right, y'all ain't doing enough right now.
Right. You want to get intel.
But yeah, so they picking off the whatchamacallit. So now at this point, it's the mom, Ruby, Jupiter, and Mars that's left. So they run up. So the son-in-law and Beast run up on Mars. On their cave, they find their campsite or whatever in the hills. Jupiter done gone back to where the family's supposed to be at, to the trailer and all of that. He gonna finish them off. And so the son-in-law get Mars to follow. No.
The girl.
Jupiter is pissed off because he finds Pluto's body, and he's
Yeah.
like, "You know what? Kill the baby. Forget eating the baby. Kill the baby."
Kill it.
And Ruby brings out the baby wrapped in the cloth, and she was like, "Do it, but I don't want to watch.
Mm-hmm.
I can't watch." And she gives it to Mars, and Mars throws the baby on the table, and the baby like,
I was like, this baby got some evasive
bro,
maneuvers.
the baby was flopping around like a fish, like in the clothing.
She
And
wild.
then he moved the clothing back. It turns out it was the baby pig, which we didn't mention was in the beginning of the movie.
The very
It was a
beginning,
pig.
Yeah.
pig
That
disappeared.
was a piglet in the pig.
Yeah, it belonged to the old man. He
Clearly
put him in the
Ruby
back of his
stole
truck when he was trying to get out of town, and Ruby stole the pig. And we were like, "Whatever happened to that pig?" Guess they ate him off screen.
And it seemed like right after we said that about them eating the pig off
Yeah.
screen, that was when the pig showed.
Yes. Like,
Right. So Ruby done the old exchangeroo, and so she running off into the hills with the baby,
And
Like-
Jack is what we call him.
and Jack sees, and so Jack is like, running too, and Mars is chasing them both. And now Mars got a messed up leg because the older sister done stabbed him in like almost his femoral artery.
Mhm.
So he in bad shape, but somehow he still chasing after them.
Jumping on rocks.
And while he chasing up after them, here come Jack jumping off the top rope with a rock and hit Mars in the head. Mars fall down like 30 feet down the hill, rolling, just tumbling, tossing, or whatever. Get right back up like a G, like it's nothing. Go back to chasing Jack.
And after he fell, Jack was running the same way, so by the time he got to the bottom, Jack got to the
They
bottom.
caught
So
up.
he just
He
gave
met him.
a ride to the bottom,
Yeah.
basically.
Right. But then he lose him, and he looking around for him like, where'd he go? Where'd he go? Here come Jack.
With a rock.
Throw a rock dead at his head in the temple. Bow. Hit him in the head. Mars
Still
ain't
like
worried
that.
about it.
Anyway.
Still going to chase him.
Excuse me, brother.
He running and he runs past where Ruby is hiding with the baby. Now the baby been quiet the whole movie. The baby ain't cried not one tear this whole movie. Even when a mama was getting killed.
Even when she was getting tossed around the camp by the bad guy.
Right. She didn't cry when they had the car wreck. Nothing.
Nothing.
And so while she hiding with Ruby, now she went.
Now you wanna make some noise.
So Mars hears the baby, stops chasing Jack, goes to get her, and Jack turns back around and antagonizes him, and he starts chasing them again, and they start rumbling or whatever, and he gets the upper hand, and he got his knife, and he trying to stab Jack, and so Ruby had saw this rattlesnake, and she was like, what do I do? I'm gonna get the rattlesnake, and I'm gonna get it on Mars. And so she gets a stick to pin it's got a fork in it, like it's got two twigs, and she pins the head down of the rattlesnake and then picks it up from behind and runs over to Mars and puts it on his neck. And then Jack, rattlesnake do what a rattlesnake do. And then Jack took the knife from him and stabbed him up a bunch.
I'm talking about if I could get in front of this camera and just
Went
they
ham
let
on
us
that
stop
boy.
looking at Jack stab this man.
Repeatedly. He was like, I'm gonna make sure the job is finished.
No blood on the knife.
Right.
Right.
Or on him.
Or on him.
Right.
Not even shooting.
No
up.
splatter. No splatter.
But he done stabbed this man like 30 times.
Goody.
Another tidbit.
Yeah.
Real snake. Real rattlesnake.
Oh,
And
shouts out to Ruby.
Ruby really picked him up. So she really picked up the rattlesnake, but she was like, I'm not gonna do it until I forgot who she asked. She was like, if you're not gonna pick him up, I'm definitely not gonna pick him up.
Yeah.
So whoever she asked was somebody involved with the movie. They picked him up, and she was like, I bet then I'll pick him up. So she was picked up a real rattlesnake and ran with that joint.
So she could have. Wow.
Yeah.
Scary.
She
You know, back in the day, they didn't care about no safety regulations.
Right.
Yeah,
They ain't care
it's
about no safety
77
regulations.
too.
Like, we'll give you $50 extra if you pick up that snake.
Right. But yeah, so now Mars dead, and then they go back to the campsite, and they done set a trap for Jupiter. So they done put Mama dead corpse up
Up in the chair.
vacation, National Lampoon's Vacation style. Then set Mama up in the chair, the nightgown, and set her out like she just sitting out there. And Jupiter come run up on her, and he's like, "What's wrong with you? Is she dead already? This is weird."
This is odd.
And the sister's like, "Now, Bobby." And he's in the car, and he turned the car on. They done attached this cable that Jack had found that we call junk, and they got a little loop and a lasso, and it wraps around Jupiter's feet and starts dragging them because it's attached to the wheel, and the wheel's going, and it's just turning, it's just dragging them all through. And we like, oh snap, that's about to be sucked for Jupiter, because we thought he just gonna get pulled into the wheel and just get towed up. But the gas winds up going out in the car because earlier Pluto had siphoned the gas, and so it stopped, and he untangled himself and he started chasing after them. So they run into the camper.
He had a temper tantrum first, so he was like,
He did.
How dare you?
mad about this.
And they go running to the camper, and at first I was like, here they go running inside or up the stairs,
Always.
always. But turns out, joke's on us, they had a game plan.
Had a plan.
They get inside the trailer, they had 2 matches like duct tape to the bottom of the door, and they had the flint patch on the ground, and they had their propane tanks all the way open. And so they ran into the trailer, but then went out the window out the back, and they was waiting on Jupiter to come chase them and open the door, scratch the matches, and then blow himself up. So Jupiter get there, but Jupiter can smell the propane.
It was smart.
And so he was like, hey, this seemed like a trap.
Like, they literally were so smart.
I mean, they've been doing this for a minute. They were doing it. They ain't new to this.
They had it figured out.
So they're looking and like, hurry up, open the door, blow yourself up. Because they done ran away, hid behind a rock, and then finally it blows up. And the sister's like, yeah, we did it. And Bobby
Like,
luckily was like, no, I gotta
Let me
see the
make
body.
let me make
Luckily,
sure.
I gotta
he
see the
listened to
body.
her. She started going crazy again.
She started screaming.
This was the worst. That was her worst. The absolute worst.
Getting on all of our nerves. So
Yes.
Bobby go check the explosion and he don't see no body.
He's
And
like,
where the body at? By the time he asked this, Jupiter come and grab him from behind, and he about to kill Bobby. And luckily, his sister stopped screaming long enough.
finally had a smart moment.
Right.
To do something.
Picked up a little hatchet they had in there that they had shown earlier in the trailer, the mobile home or whatever, and stabbed Jupiter up in the back to death. And then
Not even to death. She just hit him.
she just hit him enough.
Boom.
And I forgot how Bobby killed him. How did Bobby kill him?
Shot him.
Oh yeah, Bobby shot him.
Shot him up.
He got them last his last bullets.
His last 2 bullets. Yeah,
Oh,
he had 2
headshot.
bullets left.
Headshot was like it's only 2 bullets.
Yeah, not a headshot.
Not a headshot in sight.
Not one.
So
He fell. Down goes Mercury. Jupiter. Down goes.
also Mama got knocked out. Mama's still alive. She didn't get killed. Mama mutant. She when Ruby did the whole switcheroo with the pig, she knocked Mama out and ran off. So I don't know what Mama doing up in the hills.
Where'd she go?
She was like, I don't know. She got blood dripping down her
delirious.
forehead. But yeah, so they all happy that they done killed everybody. And credits.
Yeah. Whatchamacallit, Jack looked off like this. And it went red.
That is okay.
And then it said dead.
The ending sent me. So Will told it, but the part that we just was talking about with Bobby killing Jupiter, that happened before the rattlesnake situation. And that's how it ended with him just stabbing the mess out of Mercury.
Mm-hmm.
I was so blown. Oh my god! When I tell you I was so blown, because we just looking at Jack. Still don't even know if that's this man's name.
Right.
Still just looking at Jack.
Let's see how off we were.
Let's see how off we are.
His actual name was
Steven. He looks like a Jack. What was his name?
His name was.
Are you in?
Mm-hmm.
Whatchamacallit?
Doug.
Oh my gosh, it was Doug.
named Doug.
Yes, I remember hearing it.
Doug was
So Jack Doug. So Doug Jack. That's how it ends, with him just on top of the camera, like eating the camera,
stabbing the mess out.
I'm blowed, y'all. Like that. At that point, I'm like, you know what, this movie was really giving. And then all of a sudden, here we go with this whack scene. I'm like, it was so perfect with the rattlesnake to the neck.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't need to see that.
I want to know where Beast at.
Where the baby at?
The baby.
The baby, Beast.
Ruby had the baby. Ruby had. So there was more footage shot. So what happened in the original cut was that after the whole Jack Doug stabbing Mars 30 times or whatever, him and Ruby walked back to the campsite together, and the baby sister, I think her name was Brenda actually. Now that I just passed her name again.
Okay.
Brenda takes the baby from her, and they offer to get her back to civilization, even though they don't got no cars. So I don't know how they're getting out of there. But they all are talking about like hey, we made it out alive and we gonna get you back, and then credits roll. So it's not a whole bunch more that happens.
I needed to see that.
But for whatever reason,
that would have been a
better closure.
For whatever reason, they cut it.
I needed to see that, and the reason I needed to see it was because Ruby, she's literally like a hero. She seems like she crazy.
She was helping them out the whole time.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like maybe she came to the realization like these people are crazy. Like we crazy, and she didn't look as mutated as they
just
did.
Teeth.
Yeah, she just had some bad choppers. Them choppers was bad. But I feel like she ended up helping them. She never helped nobody else.
Right.
I bet she ain't helped nobody else.
I mean, you get to a point where I guess you just like enough is enough.
She was over it.
Living like
But to your point, she hated the way she looked in the movie.
Mhm.
She complained that she looked too good, and she would request.
She did. She looked normal.
Yeah,
Just
she would
with bad
request that
teeth.
you like at least put more dirt on me
Mhm.
as the days go by. Like make
Yeah.
me look filthy because I don't look like the rest of these
look
people.
Like I've been here.
But
like they kidnapped her from the family and made
Yeah.
her.
That's what it
Yeah.
looked like. It looked like if they would have kept the baby and then raised the baby.
Right.
That's what
Yeah.
she looked like.
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, the actress did complain and was like, I don't look like everybody else. But they were just like,
Make me
somebody
dirty.
hot. So
Somebody hot.
they kept, you know how they be.
That make me dirty.
But yeah, so that's how the movie ends. Roll credits. So now that we done said this, remember this is from the 1001 movies you must watch before you die. So me and Elise always ask each other, what did you think of the movie? Do you think it deserves to be on the list? And what is your rating? So we'll start off with Miss Kaya.
We'll go left to right. Hey, that's another original track.
What did I think of the movie? I thought it was awesome until the ending. I told y'all in the beginning, I'm not a horror movie type of chick at all because they just stupid to me. That's just to me. Don't take offense. But it was actually very entertaining until the ending. I was really upset. Which is going to take my rating down because I was actually going to rate this movie really good. And I don't do that typically. But it gets a 2 now.
So it gets a what?
It gets 2 Cowboy Ninjas.
Out of 5.
Out of 5.
Okay.
Because of the ending.
Okay, that's
What
fair.
were you gonna rate it before the ending?
Before the ending, it was 4.
Really?
Yes.
Really? So as we said this multiple times, Kaya hates horror movies.
Hate horror movies.
Again, not because she be scared of them, but she be dogging on them.
They not
She like, this is
horror.
dumb or whatever. So having watched the remake of Hills Have Eyes and knowing what type of stuff that she says she don't like, I was like, she's not gonna like this movie. But she picked it though. We said we gave them the list. We filtered the list to just the horror movies, and we were like, pick a movie, you decide, and that's the one we'll watch or whatever, right? And when she picked it, I was like, yikes. She is not.
I never
like
seen it. I picked all like the 3 movies that were picked were ones that I had never seen. And I was like, I really don't want to rewatch another dumb horror movie. So I'll watch a new dumb horror movie. And because the ending was so horrible, it gets 2 Cowboy Ninjas.
Hey, we've
instead
done it.
of 4.
We've done it before where we were loving the movie,
Yeah.
and then the ending happened, and we were like,
It ruined it. It ruined
you
it.
ruined it. It
Even
happened.
though it was like hilarious, it was still entertaining. Like I told, like sometimes I just get up and walk away from the TV because the movie is just that bad. But this movie, I watched it. I didn't even sit on my phone.
So would you say it deserves to be on the list?
Yeah,
Another shocker.
it needs to be on the list.
This is history being made, people.
I'm glad this is recorded so people will know.
Yeah, and the reason why I think it deserves to be on this, number one, all the history behind it, all the trivia that you kind of like gave, the tidbits and stuff, the information, but also because it's not the typical horror movie.
I can't say no.
What?
Okay, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was done.
Oh, I was just gonna say one more trivia I forgot. This story was made up by Wes Craven because he was out on a long desert road like that and stopped, and the locals shot an arrow at him while he was getting gas. Like just shot an arrow at him messing with him.
Oh,
Wow.
remember at the beginning somebody threw something?
Mm-hmm.
Like, where did that thing come from?
So that happened to him in real life, and he was like, I'm gonna call the police on y'all. Y'all can't do that. That's ridiculous. And he said that the people told him, like, we could kill you and
And
dump
get
your
away
body
with
out
it.
here and nobody would find
They'll
you.
get away with it.
And he was like,
You right.
you right. and he bounced.
So there was inspiration.
Yeah, so it was this was
Behind
inspired
this
by a
movie.
real event.
Which is why the ending should have been different.
Here you go.
So, what I thought of the movie. Now, if you are a true horror fan, based on the time period, I liked the movie. I liked it a lot. And I'll tell you why. Because, like I said, it was a 70s horror film. And, like, the technology that they had back then to do some of the stunts they did, it was pretty good to me, you know? Mm-hmm. Like being out in the desert like that, you said it was really in the elements. And, like the dog being trained, Beast being trained the way he was to going for them attacks and kills like that. So I really like the movie. Do I think it should stay on the list? I think so. Like I said, if you like horror movies, real appreciation, like watching old movies, that's real appreciation. And it's Wes Craven. Who doesn't like a Wes Craven horror film? Like, yeah, so I think it definitely should stay on the list. As far as the rating, I give it 3 Cowboy Ninjas out of 5.
That's a fair rating for you. It almost got 1 for that.
Dang.
1. My goodness.
So yeah, I like this. I couldn't remember in the very beginning. I was like, me and Elise were talking. We don't know if we watched the original, but now we knew we had seen the remake. But sometimes if we know a movie has a remake, we'll go and watch the original to see how it compares or whatever. But as it was going on, I was like, yeah, I haven't seen this. But I knew what type of movie it was, and like I said, I was skeptical on it. Now, I like Wes Craven. I think he's cool, but I'm not you're without fault.
You're a certain person, yeah, that doesn't make your stuff get a high praise.
Yeah, you can always have a dud or whatever, right? Anyway,
that's another video.
So I was skeptical about it, but it wound up being all right, and the family wasn't that dumb.
No, they weren't.
I mean, they were horror movie dumb.
Yeah.
Like we were talking recently. Like, there's a certain level of stupidity you gotta have to even have a premise of a horror movie, and you gotta know that going in, because otherwise there is no movie. Like, you gotta have something. Right. But they was coming up with plans. You know what I'm saying? They was booby traps. They was switching. Because I thought, like, in a typical dumb situation, if you get the bad guy's radio, you don't change frequencies, and so you just talking on the radio trying to get help, and the bad guys just hear you calling for help. But they showed them switching frequencies and stuff, so I was like, okay, they got some smarts on them, and they came up with the plan with the the booby trap for Jupiter, 2 booby traps for Jupiter. It was the main plan and the backup plan. I was like, they had a backup plan.
That was smart.
Yeah, that's super smart. I didn't see that coming.
A rarity in horror movies.
It was violent, but not like overly violent.
Right.
It wasn't like unnecessarily violent. And though it wasn't a lot of blood, like we were talking about when Doug Jack was stabbing a mess out of Mars, there should have been some spray, because he was stabbing them dead in the heart.
Maybe they did that for the rating too, to try to keep it out of being X-rated.
Maybe they did do that. They didn't get rid of that dog. That was a real dog, by the way.
The Goody dog.
But it wasn't Beauty. They bought an already dead dog.
Oh my god!
Damn shame what they did to that dog.
Wait, the
It
dog
definitely deserves
the dog they showed, that was a real dead dog.
Real dead dog.
Oh my!
But it was already dead though.
Who killed that dog?
That's insane, man.
I told you it's the 70s. They didn't care
Somebody
about that stuff,
dog.
man. You're not like.
Who killed that dog?
You know, like when you watch a movie, I don't know if you pay attention, but sometimes at the end of a movie, it'd be like, no animals were harmed in the making of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they didn't say that.
They used to harm, man. Like if you saw a horse fall down, that horse fell down. Like that wasn't an act. Like they somehow got that horse to fall down. Like,
oh my god.
They were like, well, however to get the shot, we gonna get. So if you saw a dog get tossed out a window or something, they tossed the dog out a window. Now, granted, they would have a trampoline or something down there to catch him, but if he bounced too hard, I can't hold you. But yeah, so that was a real dog that they bought the corpse from. I forgot where they said they bought it from.
You better cry on camera.
That they actually bought this dead dog. I need the evidence.
Oh my god!
To make sure
I'm just telling you what I read.
I'm
telling you what I read.
They didn't actually kill you.
They killed that dog.
But yeah, so going back to the movie Hills Have Eyes, like the special effects were good, the makeup effects were amazing. Even though they chose my man for a terrible reason, I'm glad he got his goal. He was a good actor. I'm glad he got his start in the film industry and continued on to do other things. I feel bad I don't know his name. You know who he is.
I was about to say Trevor Noah.
What? What?
What's the name that popped in my head? I don't know why.
Anywho,
A British black man.
that would be a terrifying situation to be in if you had a wreck. Now, I wouldn't have had the wreck the way they had the wreck.
No.
That was just dumb. But to have a wreck in that portion of the road, like of the landscape, is like, man, and it had to deal with the hill people on top of that. It's like, man, that's a sucky situation. So the premise was cool and all of that. It wasn't bad 70s acting like it normally was. I mean, it wasn't fantastic 70s acting, but it wasn't like, man, they got y'all off the street.
It wasn't cheesy effects either.
No, I'm trying to see. I think I'm gonna say it don't deserve to be on the list.
We'll say that.
I've been flip flopping back and forth.
I don't think nothing deserves to be on the
Yeah, that's
list.
true.
I think he only said 2 or 3 movies.
I don't think it does anything like crazy. Like I don't think there's anything innovative, like camera wise, that gets done. I don't think like the deaths aren't creative. Whereas like, man, I ain't never seen that before. Anything like that. We talked about it before, where if it's not something that stands out, it's like, man, this blows my mind. I've never seen anything like this before. Then I don't really technically put it on the list. So unfortunately, I'm gonna say no. Still, I would recommend people watch it though. But if you said you would never watch it, I'd be like, all right, whatever. I'm not gonna trip about it. I would give it 3 cowboy ninjas out of 5. I would like to have seen more, just not excessive blood, but like just like splashback, like just a natural, like if I stab somebody, my face ain't gotta be drenched in blood, but at least a speckle. Give me a little something.
Some splatter.
Little spray. I did like the fact that they was killing people with no hesitation. Like there was no like, why didn't you just kill them there? Anybody they left alive for a reason, and they double back. They spun the block on them. The dog killings were great. It was a good movie. It surprised me, and I want to rewatch the remake now. So we'll do that. I mean, it's not on the list, but just for our own time, we'll do that. And yeah, so 3 out of 5. It don't need to be on the list necessarily, but I did like it, and I think you should check it out. What you got, wife?
Well, I did like this movie. I like the remake too. The remake had a little bit extra in it compared to this. Like it had extra scenes that weren't in this. The ending was different, but I didn't watch the remake. I watched this, so I'll talk about this. But it was really good. The car wreck upset me just because of the cause of the car wreck. Like, just move the map off your face. That's all you had to do. And slow down. Why are you speeding?
Can't see it.
Then, as they were saying, Beast was a beast. He was about that life. And I was like, oh yeah, they were the detective's dog, so they would be trained to do that kind of stuff. So
Had that dog in them.
yeah. So it made sense. I was like, all right, Beast. Beauty must have been new to the game before he retired. Yeah. So the dogs are great. I would put Beast on my list of great animal actors. So I would say Old Yeller, then Beast, then Jonesy. I was about to say the name that was
Jonesy,
the fake
yeah.
name I gave him, but Jonesy off of Alien. That's my roster now. I think I'm just
Cujo.
going to continue that now for the list.
Cujo's on my
Cujo
list.
was a nut.
Cujo was a beast, okay?
He was a beast.
To be able to act the way he did and hop on the car and almost...
I think he was rabbit in real life.
Yeah.
He was dropping bodies.
He wasn't acting. Yeah, Beast was the star of the movie for me.
Yeah.
That's true.
Little Bobby, he could have told them ahead of time what was going on. Like, I know he was in shock / didn't want to scare the women when it originally happened to Beauty, but he could have told them way earlier than he did tell them about what happened.
You could have made up some sort of a snake
Yeah.
in the beginning, like a snake bit or something.
Yeah. And then later told she was a
Jack
jacked.
dude.
But yeah, he should have, like, he did try to tell him. He kept being like, oh, I gotta talk to you. I gotta tell you something. And then somebody would come in each time like, I ain't got no privacy in this
I hate
camper.
the hesitation in movies.
Yeah.
Just spit it out.
Yeah.
Just say it.
So that was another thing. But as far as like how it was shot and all of that, it had that 70s grainy look to it. It was a lot of noise. So what, they couldn't help but do that because that was all the technology they had at the time. But it had that nostalgia to it too from seeing that. What else did I think that hasn't been said? I don't know. I liked it. And the ending did upset me, like everybody else. Like, we all at the same time was like, what? Like, are you serious?
So wrong. So wrong.
I feel like we all looked at Kaya at the same
she
time when
did.
it happened.
I thought Kyle was gonna be like,
I'm out of here.
Like, I'm leaving.
Don't ever show me a movie again.
Not even doing the review.
I was like, man, this is crazy.
Right.
let's leave.
Let me tell my story now.
Right. She was like, when are we recording this video? I need to talk about this movie.
Can't wait no
now.
longer. Start the car.
And let's see. I would rate The Hills Have Eyes, the original cut, I would also give it 3 cowboy ninjas out of 5. I would have also given it 4 if it didn't have that ending. Like, if they kept in the part that you said was there, it would have been a 4. But just with that, you're down to a 3 now. And I do think that it deserves to be on the list because
Number will.
yeah, 3 out of 4. But I feel like it deserves to be on the list because though it wasn't innovative per se, it did inspire movies like Wrong Turn, all those kind of movies that came out that were related to this kind of situation happening, where you make a wrong turn somewhere, you have a wreck somewhere, you get stuck in the middle of nowhere somehow, and the people that live there don't take well to it.
I retract my earlier statement. Put it on the list.
Whoa.
No, she made a good point. I
Okay.
forgot. I wasn't peer pressure. There. It did start a theme of horror movies. So it started like a subgenre of horror movies. So I'll give it that. All right.
Thank you very much.
Votes been swayed.
Oh yeah.
And also, shout out to Wes Craven. He's the homie. I want to see all the Wes Craven movies and see if there's one that I don't like. I don't know. The ones I've seen so far, I think I've liked all of them. I don't remember that. But yeah, that's it. I think it deserves to be on the list for said reason. I liked it. I'll give it 3 stars. Could have had 4 if it had a different ending. Oh, I said 3 stars. 3 cowboy ninjas out of 5. And yeah, that's all. Anyone have any last notes?
I guess I should watch more Wes Craven movies.
Yeah, it might be your thing.
I'm not sure about that.
If it has a different ending.
Yeah, they better not have no animals dying.
Wes.
Lord.
How dare you, by the way.
Can I say another tidbit that it just made me remember?
The bird died too.
Oh,
No.
we didn't even talk about
We
that.
ain't talk about that bird
He
dying.
ripped the bird's head off.
Oh, he
and
fed it to
squeezed the blood into his mouth.
yeah. Oh, that was gross.
Another tidbit.
You're not gonna like this one. I don't think neither one of y'all gonna like this one.
Okay, what happened?
So in the original draft, before the edits came out, they did kill that baby.
What?
And the test screeners came back and they were like, "Don't you dare kill that baby." Well, no. The actors were like, "We will not come back tomorrow if we film a scene where that baby gets killed."
That definitely would have been rated X because
And so
That would have been the first of its kind.
that would have been the first.
they just didn't care about nothing in the 70s.
He was when Jupiter gets ticked off and it's like, kill the baby. Forget eating the baby. There wasn't no switcheroo with the pig. Mars got that baby.
Kill it.
He didn't say how he killed him, but he killed that baby.
Wow.
Well, in the script, it was written down. It never got filmed because, like I said, the actors were like, "We will bounce." I said you wasn't gonna like it.
0.5.
But it didn't happen for real.
See, this is gonna be Kaya's first and last filming with the Tatums. She's like, I'm never going back to film another review.
This is just all speculation.
Yeah, it was just an idea for the movie.
It didn't actually make it through.
Jesus.
But anyway,
Little baby.
all right,
But the baby lived.
baby live. Anyway,
Pure speculation.
To fight another day.
thank you to our guests, Kaya and Melvin.
We appreciate the invite, y'all.
We appreciate it.
I know I'm gonna be back. I had to consult with my wife after these revelations.
You know,
Uh-oh.
They didn't let me do any research on the movie.
That's
They was like,
We don't
I
do
said,
research
well, I'm
on
gonna go
it before
home
we
and
watch
look
it
up
either.
what it's about. No, don't do that. You can't do that. Then I would have changed my mind and I would have been like, let's watch Johnson Family Vacation instead.
Girl, bye.
I'm really sad about this dog and this baby. I just want to go home, take a shower, and get into bed. Curl up in a little ball with my dog.
And so ends another episode of Team Tatum movie reviews. If you like this, give it a thumbs up. If you hated it, give it a thumbs down. Let us know if you've seen the original Hills Have Eyes. What did you think of it? If you have a suggestion for another movie to watch on the list before we decide ourselves, drop it down there below. Leave a comment, subscribe, share with your family and friends. Look out for more. We got a long way to go. We trying our best. We on a good track record right now, better than we've ever been. Still ain't, optimal, but we got jobs. We ain't just out here all day working. We got things to do. But again, like we said, it's been another episode of Team Tatum.
Bye.
We out.
Bye-bye.